Hey everybody, my name is Josh Sonnenfeld. I'm a Concord resident, and I'm also here tonight as an advisor to the board of the Port Chicago Alliance, which is an organization that has been a strong advocate for the exoneration of the Port Chicago 50, promoting their education in this really important civil rights story here in Concord. And I feel very privileged to be here tonight and just talking about civil rights all night, so it's awesome. And I also want to say thank you to Councilmember Obringer for bringing up this item and requesting it. Sometimes it's hard figuring out what exactly is happening with this park, so it's great to have this update. Thank you to Director Mercurio for being such a strong advocate for this park. The Port Chicago Alliance was one of many organizations that have been advocating for the opening of this park, and recently the East Bay Parks Board of Directors commitment of WW funds for this park opening is a really big deal. We're actually, I think, the top, if not, I think we were the top park to get funding through Measure WW in their budget for this year. That's enabling the opening of the South of Bailey Road project. So this is a really big deal for us. There's a lot of demand from the public to see this park opened and to do it quickly. I know I bought my house in 2021, looking forward to the opening of this park, and it was going to be 2025, and then 2026, and then 2027, and then 2028. So we've got to keep this momentum going. Don't let this time slip. Really want to encourage the City of Concord and East Bay Parks to continue working closely together on this, as I know you have been. So a couple things I want to note. One is it's great that we have, as identified tonight, the funding available to open the South of Bailey Road section. Having some section of this park open is really important to be able to tell the story of the Port Chicago 50, increase access to the outdoors for Concord residents. But we've got more work to do. So raising funds for the visitor center, as Eric mentioned, but also the neighborhood access. There is currently no funding, no plan in this particular project for non-vehicular neighborhood access. So you will not be able to walk in or bike in right now. And as you know, Bailey Road is not the safest way to be getting into this park on car. And so I'd encourage the council and city staff to work with East Bay Parks and work with us in the community to also work on that piece, recognizing that the immediate goal is getting this park open, the South of Bailey Road Park open. But as you all know, if we don't start working now on the public access components, specifically finding ways to walk in and bike in, then we're going to be talking 2038, 2048, right? We need to get working on that, and also the visitor center. So I think the more collaboration that we can be doing between the city council, between East Bay Parks, staff, and us in the community, we want to work together to make this happening. And it's really exciting. I can't wait to open this park up. So let's keep the momentum going, and thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
While Eric's here, or maybe even Director Mercurio, it was talked about the neighborhood access, but in the development of improvements to south of Bailey and having that open to the public, is there in the plan consideration for making access along Bailey Road so you can actually ride your bike down Bailey and into the access way? Because right now it's narrowed, so, and I know the Park District has a section of frontage there to make that kind of a safe way to get in, both pedestrian and bicycles. Can you kind of share some thoughts about what's being looked at there?
So right now, there's no connecting trails in our park in the plan to connect with something coming up from the city of Concord. So there has to be some reopening of what they call the biologic opinion has to be reopened, and the city of Concord needs to do that to study it again and figure out where would the trail from, say, the corner of Bailey Road and Myrtle Drive, that'd be a good place to come in. How would we connect with the existing trail system that's already in the park? That's one thing. But you know, it's really depending on, again, this is another one of those collaboration things where what I just told you requires some help from the city of Concord. And then also we can't build a bike trail up to the park because it's not district land. So, but we're willing to work together because what's been said already is all very, very true. It's a very difficult thing to access, and I wouldn't want to see anybody riding a bicycle up Bailey Road to get there. And it's going to take some sort of project, some sort of infrastructure project to do that.
Let me-
Director Mercurio and I and Smitty are scheduled to meet on Friday, so there is collaboration in the future.
There-
No, and I know I've spoken with Smitty about it and John in the past. Is there any opportunity, I guess I'm not sure about how the trails work on the south of Bailey side, but on on the Parks District property, just, go 5 or 6 feet in from the fence and put a trail parallel to Bailey Road?
I know you and I have talked about that, and that is one of the possibilities.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't been able to
You
get
talked
to the
about
point
opening
where-
up opinions, but it's kind of like you own the land now. There may be some other,
Yeah, it hasn't been looked at that level of detail yet,
Okay.
and I'm
okay.
really anxious to see that discussion get a little bit more down
Okay.
down
So
into the.
things that could still be explored.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Thank you.
We've got our capital improvement project budget that will be coming forward in a few months.
I do think that this is an opportunity. I think many of us have had conversations about access to the park and how that could potentially be done. I've had tours of what it would look like, and so I just want to see us moving forward on that and making that a priority. It's good to hear that it's part of, that everyone's, leaning in that direction, but if we could, if there's anything we can do to really commit to that.
Again,
this
CIP is
CIP.
coming up,
Okay.
so get your ask ready.
Okay.